Texas Tech, Joey McGuire, second year. Now, I got excited capping this game. It was unbelievable. I mean, a team returning 11 on offense, 6 on defense, picks up 7 out the transfer box, was 8-5 last year, 6-1 at home, 1-4 away. Well, we already said fade away and take them when they're at home. But this is going to be an interesting team right here. And, this Texas Tech team, don't forget, Mahomes came out of Texas Tech. And they get another baseball QB this year as well.
It's a storied quarterback program.
Yeah, they had a great program over here, and they do play great at home. I think they got a new stadium like 2 years ago, I believe it was. But they got a beautiful stadium down there. It's Texas football. That's what goes on in Texas. You got anything on Joey? Or you want to jump to the offense?
It's a great story with Joey McGuire. He spent his ranks, he's a high school coach that jumped into the college ranks pretty quick. You know what I mean? So Friday Night Lights live, turned into Saturday afternoon live with this guy. And he had a pretty good first year, 8-5. He gets, like you said, 11 back on the offensive side. And I guess he's trying to catch that some of that Kingsbury and Mahomes magic, with his guys and just, they've always had good quarterbacks coming out of that program, and the jury was still out on this guy. But I was reading some articles from his peers and stuff. He garnered a lot of respect, what he's done in his first year. So I was going to call it more of an experiment with him because the way they went about, hiring him, bringing him on board. But Tyler Slow, he's back for another season, and I think if this kid stays healthy, and I'm not going to say they have a favorable schedule, but with the newcomers, and this is a team that's been there, going forward, they could probably build something with this squad here. They got a ton of offense, and the special teams are pretty good too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy does. I mean, Slow. The problem with him, he's had just 11 games in 2 seasons, so he's always been hurt. So we'll see if the quarterback gets some stability, and he's a senior, so we'll see if. I don't know if he's a fifth-year senior or if he redshirted, but I know, like I say, the last 2 seasons he played 11 games. So, and he's been productive when he's played, but he's always had that injury bug. So, and I think they get some quarterbacks too. I think they brought in Oregon, quarterback, or they lost a quarterback, Donovan Smith. He went to Houston, so he transferred out. So, I'm going to see who's going to back this kid up. Baron Morton is the number 2 guy. I don't know nothing about this kid, but anyways, long story short, they need him to be healthy going forward, and I think they got second team wide receiver Jared Bradley and Miles Price. They had 102 catches a season ago, and running back Taj Brooks is back after having almost a 900-yard season, 175 touches. So. But I think their Achilles heel has been the offensive line, is what I've read. Defensively, I think they kind of fit in with the rest of the gang. That they're like 28 points a game, somewhere in that range. But the numbers are not bad though on the offense. Look at those numbers you got on the screen. Pretty decent.
Yeah, those numbers are good. Yeah, really good. But another hats off to Joey McGuire. I mean, not only was he a Texas high school coach, but he was a great Texas high school coach. I wish I had our guys coach or Marley over here for Brothers and Bets. They know all about Texas football, which is a big thing. So to be a high school coach in Texas, which is a great thing, and to come up to Texas Tech, I'm pretty sure he gains a hold of a lot of recruits down there, and they play great football down there. They said that this quarterback room is probably one of the best quarterback rooms in the conference because they got great depth there with some great guys other than Tyler. So that's a great thing.
Oh, you talking about
returners?
They got
to have 5. What'd you say?
You said overall they got good quarterback room overall. Depth on the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the defense is only returning 6, but the 6 that are returning are in great spots, like in those spots where you put and this is what Brian Kelly did last year to stay afloat. He got his returners in the right spots so they could lead the other players in those positions, and that's what they got to set up over here. So they look great, man. To me, they look like the dark horse of the Big 12 for real. with the 11 back and all that good stuff. But what do you think about any other thing on the defense?
Well, I was reading they also led the Big 12 in sacks, so that's a big plus there. So that's something to build off of. And let's see, not statistical categories, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think the defense, they should improve this year. You know, the number of players they got coming back. You know, they got on the defensive tackles are good, the middle linebacker are good, and the corners are good. And so basically, they got depth. I would say depth, but they got the positions covered, like on the line, up the middle, and in the corner. So if they could just build around that, then they should step a little bit forward here, I believe. So, but I don't know. What do you think about the win totals for these guys?
The win total for this one, I'm gonna say over, just on the simple fact is this is my dark horse right here. I'm gonna say it again in case I have to rewind this later in the season when you see them balling out of control, and I'm gonna say this is my dark horse in the Big 12 right here. But over 7.5, I'm gonna go with it. I mean, they opened up against Wyoming, and if they do a good job versus Wyoming, at Wyoming, they're gonna prove to be tough. That's gonna help them out. Then they go see Oregon. I haven't really capped Oregon, so I don't know exactly where they at, but it's an out-of-conference game, Big 12 versus Pac-12. They got a shot. Tarleton, West Virginia's kind of down this year a little bit. So they got a chance to be at least 4-0, possibly 5-0. Houston might have not had a bad league year last year. They might show up this year in this conference, so I'm not gonna mark them out. But they got a good chance right here to get over this 7.5. I'm gonna say 9-2, somewhere up in there. And
wow.
I'm going with this as my dark horse.
I like it. I like the confidence you got in them. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of upside, especially with the development side of things. With the coaching staff and everything else they have going on. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make a prediction on any because I don't know enough about it, but it sounds good, and I hope you do well with it, my man.
Absolutely. Let's go.